right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Topping your news at 10, a man is behind bars charged with a double murder in South St. Louis, including the death of a 3-year-old. 55-year-old Henry Hughes admitted to killing the young child and her father Thursday night. Good evening, I'm Brent Solomon. New tonight, loved ones are wondering what led to the heinous crime, and so are police. Justina Coronel joining us now with what she's uncovered. Justina.
Yeah, Brent, so this all happened Thursday night on the 5100 block of Pennsylvania Avenue. And today the suspect was charged with multiple counts, including first-degree murder. Now, we don't know the motive or the relationship between the suspect and victims just yet. But what we do know is that loved ones are doing everything they can to help the little girl's mom.
She was basically saying 911, 911, please help. And then she said, everybody's dead.
It was a call for help Angie Quick never saw coming.
She said that she had found her little girl and her boyfriend both were dead.
Her friend Justine Wilson was on the other line.
She was obviously she was frantic.
On Thursday, Quick was just with Wilson.
She had been doing some work for me and she needed a ride home.
That's when police say Wilson found her 3-year-old daughter, Octavia Williams, dead upstairs. Her boyfriend and Octavia's father, Tommy Williams, was found shot to death in the basement.
Octavia was just the cutest little thing. It's beyond comprehension to me how anybody could harm a child. She just loved that little girl.
According to charging documents, 55-year-old Henry Hughes admitted to committing these crimes. Hughes told investigators he followed Williams to the basement, shot him in the back, and then took his car keys from his pocket. The probable cause statement continues to say he then went upstairs into the apartment and strangled the little girl.
It's so tragic. I mean, a young life like that with so much hope and promise.
Police say the suspect then took several items from the apartment and then left in Williams' car.
She's lost her boyfriend and her place to live, basically, because she can't afford to continue, and she doesn't want to continue to live there. She's barely hanging. She's just in denial and just struggling.
For now, Wilson clings on to the support from loved ones like Quick.
She's a good friend. She will do anything for you. She was struggling before, and now with this, it's just she definitely needs the help, and she deserves it.
Now, we've learned through court documents the suspect was previously convicted of felony of forcible rape back in 1989. The suspect is now being held without a bond. Now, if you'd like to help the family, you can go to our website, KSTK.com, and go to the section As Seen on TV. And from there, you can find the GoFundMe attached to this story.
All right, Justina, such a heartbreaking story. Thank you. Developing tonight, police investigating a homicide in South St. Louis. This was a scene at South Broadway and Bellerive Boulevard around 3:30 this afternoon. We're told people in 2 different cars may have been shooting at each other, leaving a man dead. We don't know why the shooting started or if police have any suspects in custody. A tiny home stolen from Habitat for Humanity overnight in Des Peres is now recovered. Des Peres police tell 5 on Your Side the home they located happened within just the past hour. Around 1 this morning, someone hooked the home and trailer to their SUV and drove off of the Restore lot. The tiny home is used as a fundraiser for Habitat for Humanity, which recently sold it to someone. Developing tonight, police investigating robberies at ATMs in South City. An attempted robbery happened around 7:30 last night at the BMO Harris Bank on South Kings Highway. Police say 2 men with handguns approached a woman and demanded her money. The victim screamed for help and the suspects took off. About 2 hours later, another woman was withdrawing cash at the St. Louis Community Credit Union on Chippewa when a man approached her with a gun. She handed the cash to the suspect. So far, no arrests. Developing in St. Charles County, a Francis Howell Central student arrested after bringing a gun to a basketball game last night. We're told another student at the game told a school resource officer about it. The student now facing disciplinary action from the school and possible legal charges. Today, protesters gathered in downtown Belleville calling for change and justice in the wake of Tyre Nichols' death. A group of Memphis police officers beat Nichols to death nearly a month ago. 6 police officers are now fired for their roles. 5 are charged with second-degree murder. 5 on Your Side's Mercedes McKay talks to protesters about the changes they want to see.
Drums and voices filled the streets of downtown Belleville on Saturday morning. Protesters calling for justice and change after another life was taken from police brutality.
We are out here standing in solidarity for Tyre Nichols, but we're also out here to raise awareness to all the stolen lives that has fallen to police violence.
In organizer J.D. Dixon's eyes, the justice system isn't doing enough.
The systemic killing of Black Americans in America by police is a human rights issue.
That's why he's calling for help.
We want the United Nations to come into the United States to investigate individual cases and to hand down mandates and policies in the United States, which they have done in 14 plus countries.
Among the crowd holding up signs on the street was mom Marilyn Aleem.
It's so many names that we have to keep crying out every other week.
She says every life lost breaks her heart.
Well, how long is this going to continue to go on? We have people across the nation that's been killed by the police, and it really needs to stop.
It's a problem that Aleem says can't be swept under the rug anymore.
Community policing is supposed to be community policing, protect and serve, not kill and destroy. So it's time we end police violence.
Between the signs and the chants, this group won't stop raising their voices.
If we stay silent, it will continue.
Unfortunately, we have to keep making noise.
In Belleville, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
And we're working to learn more about a situation that unfolded when that protest was coming to an end. A car hit a protester. Witnesses say the driver was trying to get through the march. More details as we get them. Well, children with parents behind bars are getting a little love today. The KC Freedom Project came to St. Louis, handing out clothes, toys, and food. A few formerly incarcerated men were there to help out, including Bobby Bostic, who was exonerated in November. They say the goal is to offer inspiration.
These are dreams come true. We all walked the yard. I did 27 years. I've been out like 74 days so far. Only been out 2 months. It's my second giveaway like this. We always pull up a U-Haul with clothes, food, and it's out of our own pocket, so we just give as much as we can.
We asked those volunteers about the rise in violent crime happening among youth. They say it's a trend they hope they can help put an end to. Tonight, the Chinese balloon that has captivated the country for days now has been shot down. The military took it down this afternoon over the Atlantic Ocean off of the coast of the Carolinas. The balloon was spotted flying over the U.S. earlier this week, including parts of the bi-state just yesterday. Today, President Biden said he gave the order to shoot it down.
They decided, without doing damage to anyone on the ground, they decided that the best time to do that was as it got over water outside within the 12-mile limit.
A recovery effort off the coast is now underway. Chinese officials claim that balloon was a civilian airship used for weather research that was blown off course. Well, Mardi Gras season is underway. After the break, we take you to Soulard to see what's been cooking all day.
Gusty south wind today. Well, it's still gusty now, but it brought us up to 55 degrees. So we're going to stay mild now all the way through the week, but the rain chances become likely. I'll tell you when coming up.
Well, it is Mardi Gras season, and right now the crew of Vices and Virtues are hosting their Mardi Gras ball at the Four Seas Banquet Center. Well, it is a black tie and masquerade ball featuring a variety of entertainers. Attendees can also enjoy an open bar and buffet during that event while dancing the night away. Well, great weather making for an enjoyable day at the annual Cajun Cook-Off at Soulard Market Park. Check it out. Amateur chefs from across the country preparing their best dishes for a panel of judges. Professional chefs putting their skills on display, showing how you can make Cajun food at your own home. Organizers say the amateur chefs were competing for more than a prize.
This is all about pride. This is all about bragging rights. So our amateur chefs are bringing it. They want to be able to brag that they are the winners of the Cajun Cook-Off.
Mardi Gras festivities continue next weekend with the Taste of Soulard and the Purina Pet Parade. The Mardi Gras Grand Parade and Party is happening on February 18th.
Hey man, It's a baby back here. I said, man, let me get this baby out and you can take the car.
A grandfather recounts one of the scariest days of his life. Tonight, our I-Team investigating how key fobs can make you a target. Well, more than 80% of new car owners have key fobs. Although convenient, they could make you a target. Tonight, the I-Team's Paula Basan talks to a carjacking victim who says he drove around with a false sense of security.
And I'm holding on to the seat like this.
With half his body out the door, Tyrone Hayes recounts the scariest day of his life.
I was like, hey. I was like, hey, man, it's a baby back here. I said, man, let me get this baby out and you can take the car.
Say hi.
The day started with dropping sweet 9-month-old Amanda off at daycare in North St. Louis. He went to unbuckle the car seat. A man opened the door.
I saw him out the corner of my eye.
He got behind the wheel and pushed the ignition button.
And I got the baby up and he jetted off.
Tyrone had the key fob in his pocket the whole time. Police later found their car 15 miles away. Now, he's in a rental.
That was a shocker to me. How did I get that far?
Our I-Team had the same question. We went directly to the experts.
Are there security issues with these key fobs?
Potentially, yes.
AAA's Nick Chabaria says more than 80% of new cars have them. Keyless entry, or key fobs. Convenient? Absolutely. It can also make you a target.
It's going to be up to the manufacturers, again, to find ways to make these less, less prone to theft. Similar to the example we've seen with Kia and Hyundai thefts over the last year.
The Auto Group has seen vehicle thefts in Missouri nearly double over the last year. A big reason for the spike. People taking advantage of technological blind spots, from software failures to key fobs.
AAA says most cars will start if the key fob is close. We're talking within around 3 feet of your push-button ignition. If you're within that radius with your key fob, say getting a child out of a car seat, try this for safety.
Open the child's door, lock the doors, and then take them out of the car. Filling up your car with gas? Lock the door. It's more work, but auto industry experts say it'll keep you safer. Right now, Chabaria says key fobs just have this loophole, and we don't know how often thefts using this technology are actually happening. It's not something local police typically track. Chabaria says consumers need to be aware.
Are there changes that could be made to these key fobs to make them more secure?
Yeah, again, I think, possibly moving away from a completely keyless ignition system.
But auto experts say that's not likely anytime soon.
These are innocent lives here.
For now, Hayes counts his blessings.
The good thing is I'm safe, the baby is safe.
And hopes there isn't a next time.
I'm praying that they do catch him.
Auto experts say the best thing you can do is to stay alert, store your key fob a safe distance away, and lock your doors. For the I-Team, Paula Basan, 5 on your side.
All right, Paula, thanks. Time now for your weather first forecast. Jim Castillo standing by. Jim, we can't help but wonder, the producer Nyoko even mentioned it. Groundhog Day just came, but it was nice and warm today.
Yes, and you know what? January was above average, and the first part of February, the first half, looks above average too. We hit 55 today, which is 12 degrees above average. And the camera shaking, wind gusts to about 24 miles an hour. It's those southerly winds that are pushing those temperatures up. We're at 43 right now, and this is February, the 4th of February, and 55 that high. But we did start out at 23, so that really cold air mass has moved on. 43 and 25 are the averages, so we're going to stay above that most of this upcoming week until next Friday when it cools down again into the 40s. But 43 right now, wow, way above average. And again, the strong southerly wind, that'll stay with us tonight. It relaxes a little bit tomorrow, but those current wind speeds and gusts are a little bit high, at least for the night tonight. The really cold air mass, Quebec, 11 below zero right now. That's the actual air temperature. But Boston, 16. It's actually an improvement from yesterday. And that milder air is pushing into a large part of the United States. So current temperatures, even Chicago at this hour is 40 and Kansas City is at 46. So a warm front has been moving through the area all day. A lot of clouds with us tonight, maybe some clearing but also some clouds to the west of us. So we'll call it mostly cloudy tonight. Then tomorrow morning, there's the futurecast. It really clears out fast. So a beautiful day tomorrow, a lot more in the way of sunshine. Here's 1 o'clock. The entire viewing area warms up, and we're talking well into the 50s, which once again is way above that average, which stands at about 43. So tomorrow, sunshine and about 56, 57 in St. Louis. West wind dying down a little bit, about 5 to 10, gusts to 20 miles an hour. And then here's the rain chance. That holds off on Monday, but a little bit of a front comes through here on Tuesday. So some scattered rain showers in here. We'll watch that. It's really Wednesday and Wednesday night where some really good rain chances ramp up as low pressure pushes through the area, and some soaking rain, not flooding rain, but soaking rain expected, and no winter mix because it's too mild. So 10-day forecast showing temperatures in the 50s until next Friday, then 43 Friday, 40 Saturday, but then we go back up again just in time for Valentine's.
Yeah, so do we fire the groundhog or what?
Yes.
I mean, my goodness. And we'll hire you instead.
All right.
Thank you, John. My friend Corey's standing by. Hey there.
Well, we have got basketball tonight, and lots of it coming your way next in sports. We got some big-time plays you're absolutely going to want to stick around for. We'll see you after the break.
The Sports Desk is brought to you by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer, 10 years running.
Well, I don't know what it is, but Mizzou basketball cannot win in Starkville, Mississippi. The Hump is a house of horrors for the Tigers, with Missouri's last road win against Mississippi State coming nearly a decade ago. They attempted to break that curse today. Let's pick things up in the second half. Mizzou was fighting from behind all game long. Nick Honor nails a three to cut the lead. Then it's going to be Kobe Brown on the alley-oop lay-in. He was cool today, though, only 10 points. And the Bulldogs brought out some more Starkville demons for the Tigers. Missouri went 6 of 23 from 3 and 14 of 21 from the free throw line. State dunked all over Mizzou late to win 63-52 and snap the Tigers' 3-game winning streak. You've got to love a college basketball rivalry. Illinois and Iowa added another spicy chapter to their saga this week and then got to settle it on the court today. But as always, controversy first. So here's how the story goes. The Illini student section, known as the Orange Crush, attempted to buy a section of tickets to the game at Iowa today by posing as an Illinois Boys and Girls Club's charity group. Iowa uncovered the plan, canceled the tickets, and donated part of the ticket allotment to their own Boys and Girls Club in Cedar Rapids, you see right there. The most bizarre story of the week for sure. The game was spicy too. Matthew Mayer has been on fire for the Illini lately, and he continued today. Mayer had a team-high 21 points, including 4 3-pointers. This one was tight at the end. The big man, Dane Danger, coming up is going to keep Illinois close with a dunk right here in the paint. But it was Iowa that did the crushing at the end of this one. Tony Perkins had 32 points for the Hawkeyes, and Iowa hangs on to win 81-79 over Illinois. Play of the day for our teams and maybe in the entire country. SIUE's Rayshawn Taylor gets the ball with 2.1 seconds left against Little Rock and fires off a shot past half court to win the game 84-81 at the buzzer. My goodness, big win for the Cougars in Arkansas. Did you see this at the last Lindenwood basketball game Thursday night? Eastern Illinois' Kenyon Hodges took a swing at a fan in the front row. Don't see that every day. He will be, quote, internally disciplined by the team. Shout out to the Lions, who got a big comeback win over UT Martin today, 80-75. We had a few of the absolute best teams in town in action on the high school scene today as well. And they delivered some truly great games. Let's get to it. Incarnate trying to win their 88th straight game, but they faced their biggest test of the season, Vashon at the Webster Classic Championship. Awesome full court pass to Natalie Potts. She hits it for Incarnate. Then it's going to be Vashon star Rachel Jones up and under for 2. Wolverines gave them a scare, but Incarnate hangs on to win their 88th in a row, 72-61. Powerhouse Chicago Simeon in town to face the Vashon boys at the Bank of O'Fallon Classic. Packed house at the Panther Dome. Here's a talented two-sport star, the sophomore De'Aaron Hill Jr. for Vashon off the glass for 2. Later, the player of this game, Kennard Davis Jr., fast break bucket. Insanely tough schedule, no problem for Vashon. They beat Simeon 56-46. Another great matchup at that same tournament. Chaminade at host O'Fallon. Here's Nilavon Daniels for 3 for the Red Devils. Later on, the home Panthers would take off. Renee Harris gets the lay-in, and later Jaden Rush would ice the game on this bucket coming up for O'Fallon, and the Panthers beat Chaminade 55-50. Who knows how much longer he's going to be a Blue, but Vladimir Tarasenko was today at the All-Star game in Florida. Vladdy got an assist to St. Louis native Arizona Coyote Clayton Keller, and then Keller's going to return the favor on a nice feed to Tarasenko for the score. The Atlantic Division topped the Central team in the All-Star Game Finals. Another STL native, Matthew Tkachuk, was the game's MVP. I'm out of breath.
Yeah,
That's a lot of sports.
Yeah, you did a whole lot of good stuff there. Thank you, Corey.
A lot of sports going on.
Yep. We're looking at another good day tomorrow, weather-wise.
Yeah, a really nice day. Beautiful. In fact, it's mostly cloudy tonight and temperatures close to 40 in St. Louis, mid to upper 30s in the city, and it's a little gusty. Then the wind relaxes a little bit tomorrow, mostly sunny and 57. Some areas I wouldn't be surprised to see about 60. Now the 10-day forecast gets a little rainy, spotty shower on Tuesday, but a really good soaking rain on Wednesday. Notice the high temperature, 50. Then on Thursday, still a chance of morning showers, and we're still at 50. It does get colder Friday, some upper 30s and low 40s, and we dry out on Saturday, but we warm back up again by next Sunday to near 50 again. And even Valentine's, maybe a chance of rain, but still 50.
Yeah, folks want a nice Valentine's Day
Yeah,
forecast.
of course.
Right? We got to give it to them. Thank you so much, my friends. That's all of our time at 10. Saturday Night Live is next. Your news back at 6 in the morning. Have a good one.